Hello pattern lovers, you're welcome and welcome back. In this video I'll be showing you how to go about this beautiful strapless bustier or tube bustier as some people know it. And if you're in for that, let's get right into it. On my pattern paper I already have a borderline which is serve as a shoulder line. I'll be starting with the front pattern. So from that line I'll be going down first to my bust point, then to my under bust, then to my waistline, and then to the hip line. That should be the length of this blouse. So I'm marking from the shoulder to the bust point, to the under bust, to the waistline, and then to the hip line. And I'm going to use my ruler to mark all of these out and label them: shoulder line, bust point line, under bust line, waistline, and then the hip line. Now I'm coming to the shoulder. I'm going to mark the shoulder measurement divided by 2. Then I'll be going down to the chest line, and on that point again I'll mark the shoulder measurement and mark it out this way. Now I'm going to mark 3 inches here as the neck width, then come down here to 1.5 for the shoulder slope and connect it to the 3 inches like this. Next thing now is to get the midpoint of this line, and once I have it I'm going to go in there to 1/2 inch, then mark my bust measurement divided by 4 on the chest line and use that to get the perfect armhole curve like this, and just give it a basic neckline curve like this. The next thing now is to get my bust span. That's the nipple to nipple divided by 2, and the trick here is that you're going to minus 1 inch from your nipple to nipple. Mine is 7.5, minus 1 inch is 6.5, so 6.5 divided by 2 is 3.25, and that's what I'm using now as my bust span. Now I'm coming to the waistline. I'm going to be marking 0.75 on both sides. Then I'm going to come down to the hip line and mark 0.25 on both sides of the bust span line, and then I'm going to just connect the darts out on both sides this way. Next, I'm going to mark my waist measurement divided by 4 plus the dart intake. I'll replace it, then come to the hip line and mark the hip measurement divided by 4 plus the 1/2 inch dart intake, then plus extra 1/2 inch ease. Then I'm going to be connecting the measurement out this way. Once that is done, I'm going to measure my under bust measurement divided by 4. Then whatever it is I have left, I'm going to use that now to tighten the under bust, and I'm doing that from the existing dart leg. So I have to share it 1/2 inch on both sides, and I'm doing just that from the dart line we already have there, not the bust span. Yeah, and after connecting it out, this is what it's looking like, and curving it to the bust point on both sides. The next thing now is to get the midpoint of this shoulder slope, and once I have it, I'm going to connect it to the bust span. Then I'm going to be going up to my over bust line, which is 3 inches from my bust point line. Once I have that, I'm going to highlight it just like this. Then on both sides of this line now, I'm going to be marking 0.75 to tighten the over bust. Okay, that's the over bust tightening. Then I'm going to just connect it like straight on the center, then give it a slight curve on the side. And after that, I'm going to through the dart legs to make sure that they're equal so that I won't have any shortage when joining this. And yeah, I had to make the center one to be the same length with what I have on this side. Then I'm going to come down here from the chest line. That's like the armhole curve I already have there, 1/2 inch, and blend it in from this dart line to this 1/2 inch here. You can decide to freehand it if you want to, or better still, you use your curve. First you curve like this, then you switch the curve this way and curve it out from the side seam inwards like this. Now I'm going to, from this over bust line, I'll be going up to 1 inch, and that will be the neck depth. Yeah, you see the neck we are working with here. Then I'm going to just blend it in here. Later, after closing the darts, we'll be doing it proper, but for now this is what we have. Then I'm going to come down here to 1.5, which is the difference between my front length and the back length, and I'm using that as the bust dart. And yeah, we are pretty much done with the top part. Coming down to this down part now, to give it that hem design, I'm going to come up here to 2 inches on this side, and once I have that, I'm going to come here on this first dart leg and come up 2 inches too. Then mark the same 2 inches on this other second dart leg, or better still, close your dart and give it that hem design that you want. Then I'm going to curve it on the center this way. then try to like freehand it on this side, from the 2 inches I have on this side to the 2 inches I have on the that leg. And you see how I'm kind of giving it this scallop design. And once I'm sure of what I want, I'm going to like use my curve this way to smoothen it out or blend it out more. And this is what it's looking like. So I'm going to keep this aside now. Then we just move to the back. And for this back, I'm going to go down to my waistline, which will be 1.5 shorter than what I used on the front. For the front, I used 17 inches, and here I'm using 15.5. I think I used 17.5 on the front and 16 on the back. Then I'm going to mark them out this way. Next, I'm going to measure what I have here now to the armhole curve. That's like that half inch I went down from the initial armhole curve. That's what I'll be using now as this as the top line for this back pattern. Do you understand? Then I'm going to contour the center back with about half inch and take it all the way to the shoulder upwards and take it down to the hip line this way. Once that is done, I'm going to start from that point, from the center back, and mark my bust span, my actual bust span. Mark the same thing on the hip line and also on this top line. Then use my straight ruler to connect them this way. Then for the dart intake, I'll be doing half inch on both sides. And then I'm going to mark the same half inch on this top part just to tighten that part so that it won't gape. And I'm going to just connect it out on both sides like this. Then I'm going to just take it down to the hip this way. We are not taking anything out on the hip line because yeah, this is the back and you need much space for the butt. Then I'm going to start from the center back contour line and take my bust measurement divided by 4 without adding the dart intake. Then on the waist measurement divided by 4, I will need replace the dart intake. Then on the hip line, the hip measurement divided by 4. There's no dart there, so I'm not replacing any darts. And then I'm going to connect them out just like this. Next, I'm going to come down here to my original neck depth, what I want to use as my neck depth. And you can decide to just come down 1 inch from the top line, 1.5 or 2 inches. But yeah, this is what I have. Then I'm going to place my curve and give it this neckline shape this way. And now I'll go ahead and give it that hem design too. But yeah, it's not going to be the same with what we have on the back. I'm coming up here to 2 inches, making sure it's the same thing with what I have on the front. Then on this center back, I'll be adding 1 inch to what I have on the side here. Or better still, you maintain the same thing you have on this side. Then I'm going to give it this curve, freehand it first on the side, then place my curve this way and connect it. And this is what the hemline curve for the back is looking like. Go ahead and be creative or stylish, however you want it here on the back. The next thing I'll do now is to clean the initial center back line, then follow the center back contour line and add my zipper allowance of 1 inch. Whatever zipper allowance you're comfortable working with, go ahead and add it at this point. But I usually work with 1 inch, and I'm going to follow the same shape where I have on the center back to connect the zipper allowance. And after doing that, this is what it's looking like. So I'm going to like label this so that I won't forget, because after cutting this out, you might use the top part as the down part or the down part as the top part, since they're almost looking the same. Then I'm going to also label the front, the CF, SF, and the center back and the side back. Then I'm going to, through these dark legs, just make sure that they are equal, or better still, just close it and cut it like you close the dart before cutting, but make sure that your dart lines are lined so that when joining you won't have shortage where it is not necessary or where it would affect your fitting. Then after cutting the center back, what I usually do for this kind of pattern is to just notch the top part and the center back immediately so that I won't forget. Yeah. Then to cut the front pattern, I'm going to open up the waist dart all the way to the bust point. Then I'm going to close this dart this way. I'll fold one of the dart lines, yeah, and then start placing it from the bust point line upwards. That's the way you close it, this kind of dart. Then I'm going to blend this part out. You can try to use your curve to like blend it until you have what you're supposed to have there. But yeah, this is what I have, and that's how I'm going to be cutting it out. Then I'm going to close the bust dart. I'll fold the dart line, place it on the bust point line, blend in the side seam, then tape it down, like close it permanently. I'm using my water glue to do that, and after that I'm going to be cutting the rest of the pattern out just like this. This blouse is a structured bustier, so if you don't know how to do structured bustier, just avoid it. But if you know how to do it, you can decide to go ahead and snatch your waist so that it will give you that silhouette effect that this blouse is giving. Do you understand? But you already know that as a structured bustier, you have to use original zipper for the center back, or you lace it, you do lacing, yeah. But if you're using, or even with the original zipper, you have to use any fastener of choice, hook and eye, or something of sort to hold it or to support it on the waistline. You hook it on the waistline before you zip, so that your zipper won't disappoint you if you're going for the snatched waist. But yeah, this is just how you go about your pattern. Go ahead and label it. You're going to cut the center front unfold, the side front, two pieces of that, the side back, two pieces of that, the center back, two pieces of that. And don't forget to cross check your patterns. Always do that even before transferring to the fabric and after transferring to the fabric before sewing, so that you know that you have a uniform pattern, like the length, so that depends on the kind of finishing you're doing anyway, but it's always important that you cross check your pattern before transferring to the fabric and after transferring to the fabric, because your sewing is just as important as your cutting. But yeah, that's pretty much how you go about this particular pattern. I hope you found this tutorial very helpful. If you did, let me know in the comments and I'll be seeing you on my next one. Bye bye.